Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, once again, I feel like this is every single month. We go over this. We're going to be doing a full face of first impressions. There is one product that is not a first impression, but you guys will have to see what that is. Everything else is not only new to me, it is products that I have, honestly, never put on my face. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching. And please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 3 times a week. That is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to see how we got this look today, plus all of the products that got us there, keep on watching. All right, so first item, I did already take my Murad Oil and Pore Control Mattifier. I don't really consider that a primer. It does blur and smooth my pores over and control oil on the face, but it's SPF. That's my skincare. So lately I've actually been skipping a blurring smoothing primer and just going into something to prolong the wear of the makeup. So I do have the Forsali Rose Gold Skin Mist, 24 karat gold, and it is to hydrate, set, prep, and refresh. So we're going to, there we go. We're going to prep the skin. I understand that like the gold flakes in there are kind of like, it's luxury and it's bougie and all that fun stuff. But honestly, I can't see that being good for my skin. But we shall see. There's not any flakes of gold on my face, so I guess I'm not bougie yet. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Nude Sticks Tinted Cover Foundation. I have it in the shade 2.5, and it's the only shade I have. So we're going to hope that it matches. Let me grab my brushes. This is the Luxie Round Top Blender 532. 2 pumps. Hopefully it doesn't look like a hot-ass mess. That'll be a good match. It's a little light, but I think we can make it work. It's more, so it calls itself Tinted Cover, which to me, I originally picked it up thinking it was going to be a tinted moisturizer, but it says Tinted Cover Foundation. So I'm assuming it's just going to be more of like a light or sheer foundation, like more of a skin tint. Doesn't look bad, but I'm already taking a 3rd and 4th pump because that was definitely not enough. So as of right now, this is kind of sitting on top of the skin as opposed to like sinking in. I feel like the brush is just sliding it everywhere. So I'm going to grab a beauty blender and just see if I can, I don't know, press it into the skin so it looks a little bit more like my skin and not like something sitting on top. Okay, that is definitely helping out quite a bit. Looks a lot more foundation smooth, but a little makeup-y, not gonna lie. I never understood that. When things are marketed and meant to be more lightweight, skin tint, tinted moisturizer, and then it sits on top of your skin and looks makeup-y. Like at what point did full coverage foundations start to wear and look better than lightweight tinted moisturizers? All right. Luckily, the concealer and powder I have are both full coverage and more heavy, so we can fix this because I don't love that tinted moisturizer. A little glowier. For powder and concealer, I'm going to be using Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer in the shade 10N Coconut Flakes and the powder in Cupcake. And these are definitely more coverage. So we're going to pray. I mean, that's already an improvement. I am going to take quite a bit of this on the under eye, and I am going to kind of blend it down the cheek a bit more, just to compensate for the fact that there's no coverage in that foundation. I'm going to start with that same brush and just press everything in. Yeah, we're already looking much better there. So I did try the Huda foundation a very long time ago, and it was super fragrant. Like, the amount of fragrance in there was enough to drive me crazy. I feel like the concealer is much less fragrant. It definitely doesn't smell nearly as intense, but the coverage is definitely there. Definitely not for the faint of heart. and not for somebody who really just wants lightweight, everyday coverage. All right, so now that we are looking pasty at best, I'm going to take that Huda powder. Right off the bat, I'm going to say that I do love the packaging. It reminds me of the Milk makeup powder because it's got that like sifter there, so you don't actually like get all that loose powder. You just kind of tap your brush in the sifter and get, holy crap, we're going to not set down creases, but you get a lot less powder. So for people who don't OD on powder like I do, you can definitely control what you're getting a little bit more. So the powder is definitely giving some coverage, smoothing everything over. And when I added the powder, you'll notice it's not looking quite as stark. So there is definitely some pigment to the powder. It's not just a straight translucent. This does come in, I think 8 shades, 8 or 10. But it's nice because the issue I have with the Huda Beauty foundation is that I can't wear it because it is so yellow. Every color is very warm toned, so for pink people like me, we cannot get away with it. But this powder is absolutely a beautiful shade. I think this looks good. Yeah, I am going to grab a brush like this just to press in any residual powder, clear it up. I'm going to quickly step off camera just to prime my eyes. I will be using my MAC Paint Pot just because I'm testing a new eyeshadow formula, and I told you guys a million times my eyes are so finicky that if I use the wrong primer, everything and then some creases on me. So I'm going to stick to my paint pot. I'm going to go prep the lids, and I'll be right back. All right, for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using, this is bougie as hell, but I have it, so I have to play with it. This is the Eye Color Quad in the shade Leopard Sun from Tom Ford. It is literally an $88 eyeshadow quad. This is ridiculous. Why do I need this on my eyes? Because I want to. I am going to not use the tiny little applicators it comes with because I hate the tiny little applicators that everything comes with. And I feel like throwing them out is like throwing out like $20 because there's no way. We're going to be using this. I am also going to be using some new brushes today. If you saw on my Instagram stories, which if you're not following me, it's at Brett Guy Glam. It'll be linked down below. I did get a beautiful PR package from Storybook Cosmetics. And we're going to be playing with the eyeshadow brushes today because they are stunning. Like, look at these. So there are, I believe this is 2 different sets. This, it's like a magnifying glass. Came with the Sherlock Holmes palette, which is somewhere in my studio hiding. And then these 5 brushes are, I mean, honestly, beautiful. So I'm going to use these today. This is new. I'm not using the same 3 brushes I always use. I'm going to start with Fluffy Crease Brush. And I'm going to dip into Unnamed Bougie shade number 1, which is, they don't look matte. They look satin, which could go really pretty or really bad. So I'm going to tap my brush in. Definitely getting some pigment on the brush, and let's pray this looks beautiful. What I will say right off the bat is holding these brushes, it's definitely a little weird, just based on how thin the brush piece is. But the bristles are nice and soft, so it's doing a nice job there. Gonna pick up a little more. We're going for something a little smoky, a little sultry, a little gold. We're definitely getting color deposited, and it doesn't look bad, but it's definitely not a true matte. It's more of a satin, so there is a little bit of a shine to it. So if you have any sort of texture on your eyes or creases, it could accentuate that. On this side, I think it's doing better because I picked up quite a bit more product from the get-go. These are not shades, it seems, that you want to build up. It seems like you want to kind of dip in, grab a bunch of it, and blend it out. Because it's almost not blending away or blending into nothing. But also that's exactly what it's doing. Like, I feel like the more I blend, it's almost disappearing. but that's kind of making it look very soft, which I don't mind. I'm gonna grab a packer brush. These don't have numbers or names. First one I used was the green top. This one's like more of a wand. And I'm going to load up on that same shade. And I'm just gonna make sure that I really pack it on the outer portion of the eye. I feel like the intensity of the pigment is not really building up. Like what it is almost what it is. Is it working? Yes. Is it worth $88? I don't think so. That being said, it is going on very beautifully, he said, still applying the same first shadow. I'm going to take a tiny bit of the mustard shade. Is that mustard? It's kind of mustardy. I'm going to take a little bit of that, and I'm just going to blend out the crease a bit. Oh, that one is very satiny. That was a huge mistake. Yeah, that is not a matte shade at all. Alright, but we did it to one eye, so we got to do it to the other. I'm going to grab a packer brush, and I'm going to load up on the gold shade, which I'm hoping that this is so beautiful that it redeems everything else. And it might. I'm going to save myself the time of being disappointed, and I'm going to spray it with my Farsali. Kind of patchy and not super opaque. I'm going to try it with my finger, see if that gives me a little bit of a better result. Definitely does. I think I just wish that the brown was a much more, I don't know, vibrant brown. Something a little deeper. Because the gold is really pretty, but it's almost like a layering shade. I feel like it's not doing enough on its own. Alright, I'm going to dip into, it's like a concealer brush almost, and I'm going to really load up on that brown shade. And I'm going to really try and build it up and make it a little smokier. Actually, that's helping. This brush almost reminds me of like a fingertip. And ever since I grew out my nails and got the claws, I really can't like get into the eye super nicely. So I do really like a brush like this. I'm going to go back into that brush, and I'm going to run that on the lower lash line. Yeah, and just connect it to the outer portion of the eye. All right, I am going to grab a liner. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Rock and Kohl Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil in the shade Bedroom Black. And I'm going to throw that in the waterline. I've said it before and I will say it again. Mascara, liner, and lashes can literally save anything. On a clean, no, I'm not going to use that. On that same brush from earlier, I'm just going to blend that black out a little bit. So I did take whatever black was left on that brush and just kind of diffuse it into the crease. Since I don't have a darker eyeshadow to use, I figured why not take a little bit of the liner. And I'm just going to make sure that it is softened. I'm going to lightly set down the face and eyes to take down any powderiness. And I am going to dip back into that Huda powder on my beauty blender and just clean up the under eye. Okay, so I do not have contour, bronzer, blush, or highlight, but the reason for that is, as you guys know, and I've said this before, I love my Hourglass Ambient Unlocked palette. This was the holiday palette from Hourglass last year. I did mention in my anti-haul video that the one they released this year, I'm not as much of a fan of. I don't love it. But they did actually repackage this and bring it back, limited edition. I will link it down below if you wanted to grab it, but it is the exact same shades as the one I have right here. I am in love with it, and since it is back, I am going to use any opportunity I have to use this. So I'm going to use this for contour, bronzer, blush, highlight, and my inner corner, and I'm going to do that real quick. So normally I do jump off camera and do brows, but today I'm going to be using, this is from Focalure. This is the Artist Pencil Sketch Brow Pencil. This is in the shade 04. And, oh cool. So it does come with a backup, I think. It is, yep. So it's more of like your traditional eyebrow pencil. Let me grab a mirror. We'll try this out. Definitely going on smooth. I think it might be a tiny bit darker than I normally like to go in with, but it's applying really smooth and nice and creamy. I can get behind that brow. It's definitely a softer brow, but I like it. The one thing I will say I don't like about this is that the caps are different size, so I just tried to put the spoolie cap on the pencil cap and it actually squished the tip. So you do want to be careful, because otherwise you'll do what I just did and ruin your pencil. Luckily, I didn't ruin it. I caught it in time, but still didn't work. I'm going to curl my lashes and I'll be right back because we will be trying out the Legendary Lashes Volume 2 mascara from Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, so first, it is definitely more of a thick, think like Better Than Sex wand. Maybe not that big. Let's see how the formula works. So we're going to gently add. So one swipe, it is definitely coating every lash. I'm not like struggling to get product on. My lashes are not clumping. They're not like sticking together or getting gloopy. It's definitely fanning out my lashes beautifully. As you guys know, I like to comb up. Then I will kind of look down and back comb the back of my lashes slightly. And then once more up just to separate. So that's actually quite pretty. I think I really like that. I'm going to do this eye, and then I might try building up a second coat. I really don't often do 2 coats of mascara, but I am for once curious how this builds up, since it is not even remotely clumping. I feel like a second coat on this would really just accentuate it and not go crazy over the top. So second coat worked out just as well as first coat. I think everything looks really pretty on the eyes, especially since I didn't love the eyeshadow palette. I think the liner and mascara really kind of pulled everything together. So I know I've been rocking a lot of red lips lately, but I did recently get my hands on a Tom Ford lipstick and feel like it would be disrespectful not to try it out. This is La Woman, the LA. This is the Lip Color Satin Matte in shade 15 La Woman. And it is, on camera it's looking more like a true red. In person it's more of like, almost a, not burgundy, but more of like a blood red. So let's see how it goes. Definitely translating more red, which you guys know I don't typically love. But it's already on, so I guess we're committed now. So it definitely feels super comfortable, but it also feels like a lipstick that the second I eat something or try and take a sip of something is going to end up everywhere. It does market itself as a satin matte, and I don't know if I agree with that. It feels to me like more of a true cream lip. So I'm going to grab a cream lip liner. This is Unicorn Blood from Jeffree Star. This is not a first impression. I know I love this. But because the shade on this is so red, and I think it's a little too red, I'm going to take this because this is more of a like blood red crimson. And I'm just going to line the lips to add a little definition. See how a little bit of a darker lip liner just kind of makes the whole lip look nicer? I think that made it much better. All right, I'm going to grab that setting spray, set the face down one last time, and then we'll go over our final thoughts. All right, so finished thoughts. I'm going to say that this turned out 1,000 times better than my last first impressions video, which honestly was a little kind of scary, and I did not like it at all. Rounding this up, complexion, I think the powder saved the foundation. It looks good, but I don't think it's a foundation I'll ever reach for again. The concealer looks very nice. It is definitely full coverage, which there's a time and a place for that. You guys know I do like full coverage from time to time, so I think that's going to be good. I think the brow looks really... This one doesn't look really nice. The one next to it looks really nice. I'm going to fix that. I don't know. That looks like I have a dark patch. Well, this brow looks really good. This is my good brow, always. My left brow is always better. The eyeshadow, honestly, for the price of the product, I think it is a miss from me. It's beautiful. I'm probably going to use it again because it's in my collection, and it's pretty. I just know that I can get just as beautiful of a look out of something literally like a tenth of the price. There are like $5 Wet n Wild palettes that I think I can do this with. The mascara and liner are beautiful. The lip, I think it's definitely not the tone I expected it to be, but that being said, I do think it's pretty, and I'm not mad at how everything turned out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, let me know down below what products are you itching to try, and what products... We're going to try that again. What products are you itching to try, and what are things that you right off the bat are like, yeah, that's a pass from me. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!